Right, folks, this is the precipitation lab. We are going to be mixing a couple of reagents to see what gives us a precipitate or not. So we have a couple of reagents on hand. We have our sodium sulfate, sodium chloride, potassium nitrate, and for this lab we are going to be using copper 2 nitrate and calcium nitrate. Please make sure you read your label because look at how similar those are. It's very easy to get your reagents confused when they have very similar letters. Next up we have sodium phosphate and sodium carbonate. Okay, so this setup has a well plate with the different reagents that we're using kind of arranged in an array. You should have something similar in your report sheets. We are going to be doing this on a black background, so it's a little bit easier to see the precipitates when they occur. First thing we're going to do is add the potassium nitrate, and we're just going to go ahead and add that into all of our wells. Just a couple drops is all we need. Note that when we initially add these solutions, they are just regular solutions. They do not have any sort of solids in them. Next we'll add the calcium nitrate. Again, we're using a little bit more than what you would normally use in the lab because we want to make sure that you can see this pretty easily. Next is the copper 2 nitrate. This one contains a transition metal, and as such it is a blue color. Many of your transition metals are going to be the compound or components of compounds that give things color. All right, and now we're going to start our mixes. Now it's very important that when you do this, you do not contaminate the tip. And so you make sure that you do not touch the tip of the pipette to the solution that's already in the well. So I'm gonna add the sodium chloride to each of the plates going across. So just a couple of drops. And next we'll add the sodium phosphate. Next is the sodium carbonate. Oops. Almost had some contamination there. And there we go for our final well. And then we go to our line for the sodium sulfate. So a couple of drops of this in each of this final row. And there we go. Kind of shield the top lighting so you can see a little bit better. So we are looking for which combinations of reagents are giving us a solid, some kind of precipitate.